Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by none other than BB. A reminder, as always, guys, I have to say it, there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. At least we certainly think so, right? But I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, Tucker, and Jackus. Hopefully we can get Dr. Outlook on the show for you guys later as well. I'm sure he might do a little bit of comment section attacking. You never know. But I hope you've all had a great start to your Thursdays. It's been, as I've continued to say, I think every morning, it's been a very eventful week. How could it not be after what happened on Monday and all the ensuing chaos that we've had? You know, in the meantime, looks like we're finally going to get some clarity on that SEC ETF decision, though, finally later today. But before we can start cooking on these charts for you guys, before we can start giving some opinions on ETH, on Bitcoin, everything else involved in the crypto space and equity land, I'm going to ask you guys to smash that like button for us. I'll be honest, I haven't really been checking the like button this week. I've been trusting you guys to hit it for us, but I'm going to reiterate that with a week this exciting, I really, really want to be looking at digital assets, crypto coins, whatever you want to call them, right? Not soybeans.
You read my morning tweet? You read my morning tweet, Tommy?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to do it after I finish my little spiel. But please, guys, hit the like button for us because it means a lot to us as a panel. But also, like I said, I don't want to be looking at soybeans on a day where the ETF could get approved. And we could be on the ETH lower time frame, maybe even watching it get approved live. I mean, that would be cool, right? But I promise,
so fun.
That'd be very cool.
That'd be so.
That would be cool, yeah. Especially if we get it on like Agar, but it would be nice if you could like watch Agar in like highlights of Agar from the past. You know, I'd love to look back on certain market events, but that's super random and anecdotal, and probably I might be the only one who would demand a product like that anyway. But talking about the market, guys, Bitcoin is, you know, this is an area where turbulence is not unexpected, right? Like we traded into 70K, ETH shot up almost all the way to 4K in the span of 2 or 3 days. And now they're seeing a bit more chop, a bit more shakeouts as far as leverage go. Bitcoin, I think, is a little bit different. You have to kind of view Bitcoin and ETH a bit differently as from a correlation standpoint than we have over the last few months, just given what's happening with Ethereum right now. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's having a little bit of turbulence, but I know Max probably has some price action he would point to that would say that this is all part of the plan for Bitcoin. So we're definitely going to talk about that later. Of course, I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about Ethereum a lot on this show as well, just given, you know, the implications of everything that's happening today. And of course, we're going to delve into some altcoins and equities as well. Altcoins showing a lot of dispersion across the board, right? Like there's some coins that are very green, some coins that are very red. I think this has kind of been the case throughout the entire week. And then meanwhile, over in equities, you had Nvidia earnings yesterday, which I'll be honest, guys, I'm kind of amazed that people continue to short Nvidia the way that they are before earnings, because this is at least the third time that I can remember Nvidia just having this massive gap higher, because not only did they beat estimates as far as their earnings go, but they also announced the likelihood of a 10-to-1 stock split. So what that implies to me is, oh, you missed Nvidia below $200, generational entry. Well, fear not. You can buy it again below $200. Generational entries for everybody on Nvidia. But I'll open up the floor, guys. What are we seeing in the markets today? How are we interpreting these little sell-offs? Are they mostly news driven? Are they just pullbacks within the trend? What do we think?
It's legit over, and 50K is next. The bears were right.
I mean, who could have foreseen? I mean, literally just said
Legit,
yesterday.
get it.
What are we going to do? We're probably going to roll back the high 60s, guys. Oh my God, 65, 68, 67. Just said it yesterday.
Good morning,
And
Will.
boom.
Good morning.
What do we get?
Good morning, Will.
Waiting for all the bears to jump on it. We dipped below 65. Oh my God.
It sounded
never
like
below 65.
that was That sounded like a horny bear.
That's what he was going for, Jackus. That's what he was going for.
Yeah, that
He was
sounded
so
like the
luckily
horny bear
Willow's in
going
it.
after Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio in that movie.
Oh,
Bro.
And still
Nvidia-
DiCaprio won, so
yeah.
And Nvidia just put a few more bears under a bridge. All right, I'll just put it like that.
Yeah, that is real, man. Look at Nvidia. Good God.
Dude.
like imagine
1042.
it just gets
Oh
through
my
another all-time
God.
high again. Imagine. And never comes back
Yeah.
again.
That's
Unbelievable.
crazy.
Higher. Like this is your barometer, right? Like higher, right? QQQ, IWM, SPX are not at, like Nvidia is the one. Okay. Nvidia is indeed the one.
We talked about this today in the GigaChat chat. I was basically telling them, you know, Nvidia's like, oh, AI narrative's not working anymore. All right, stock split. Hold my beer.
Stock split time. Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Oh my
We're gonna go
God.
higher. Oh man, the fact that people actually bid stock splits is so mind-boggling, but it works. It works every time.
It does work because they just pump it up. They just pump it up, baby. What I know, Max, you had some price action on Pepe you might want to share. Or Pepe Bitcoin, right? Pepe Bitcoin.
Yeah, I found it to be interesting. You know, I found it to be interesting. Do we want to take a look at it? Yes,
Yeah, we can take a look. I was just gonna say we should really hold right here. This is kind of
Well, we're going to because Pepe's actually leading the market.
Yes, there it is. There it is. Yes.
I mean, it's pretty coincidental, right? That's interesting.
Yeah, that's nice.
I have a question when you're done talking about this, Max.
When I'm done waffling.
When you're done waffling, then I have a question.
Please, Will, I would love to hear your question right now.
So let me.
Quiz?
So
Is it quiz? Is it quiz?
No. So I know it's not a quiz this time. I know there's those guys that like to count how many times Nvidia says AI. Is it more weird that Nvidia says AI a lot, or is it more weird that people actually sit there and count that and complain about it because they say that they're using it as a way to make the stock go up?
Who is that for?
Yeah.
That's for you, but anybody can really kind of weigh in on that.
I think Tommy should answer it. I don't trade Nvidia.
Yeah, Tommy loves Nvidia.
But
Tommy does love Nvidia.
But we're talking about the individuals who count. How many times
Tommy
they
is
say
like,
Nvidia?
why
AI?
always me? By the way, Tommy didn't know the Balotelli meme. Anyway.
Oh, Will, your question was, can you re-ask it?
Yeah. So is it more weird that Nvidia says AI a lot, or is it more weird the bears that try to sit there and complain about it and say and count how many times they say AI in
Yeah.
each meeting?
I mean, if you know they're gonna do it, like why wouldn't you try to play that, right? I mean, I get it from the standpoint that options are expensive. I don't know if you guys saw in our Discord, somebody bought, I'm not gonna say who it was, but they bought way out of the money Nvidia calls, and Nvidia was up like 10%, 10 or 15%. And they're like, damn, I'm down 50% on these calls.
Study IV, man.
Yeah.
Study IV. Oh, dude.
Oh, I love that, man. I love that. I mean, I feel like if you are taking puts into an Nvidia earnings call at all, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, have you been paying attention to the last few Nvidia earnings? Like they gap it up relentlessly. What makes you think that they're not going to cook the books however they need to push prices higher?
You literally can't trade short dated Nvidia calls. You can't.
No.
You literally can't do it. Like you can't. Even if it goes up, you're gonna lose. Like, right? Like you can't win.
But
Barry's winning.
that tells you just how strong the bid is, though. I don't think it's a lack or a need of rebalance. I think it's just it's more telling of how strong the book is and how much higher that shit's gonna go.
I think And I'll repeat this again, but people simply think how smart they are, that they think like, oh, this market is too overbought or this or blah blah blah. The thing is that if you are a dominant player with insane amounts of market share in an industry that is going to be dominating the world in the next 20 years, you just constantly keep bidding the next years. It is what it is. And you just do not fade it. And the same thing will apply to crypto. The regulatory clarity is coming. It's now clear in the next few months. And the crypto will keep on bidding. It's if we exclude BTC, it's at 1 trillion. It's going to 20 trillion in the next 10 years. It is what it is. It's going to be a constant bid. Yes, there will be drops here and there, but it's going to get adopted. And Nvidia is the same. It's just going to be there, providing the hardware for everyone, for the AI. It doesn't have currently competition. Your overbought levels, they do not matter. The sentiment doesn't matter. When last one, when people were trying to play the same smart asses on gold, and they're like, oh, gold's too overbought. It's not doing much, or like it's not done much in the past years, in this decade, blah, blah, blah. Bruv, if central bankers start buying gold the most in history, there is no larger entity. It doesn't matter, again, what the sentiment is. It doesn't matter if it's too overbought. It doesn't matter if it just swept some high or no. Yes, lower time frame. Yes, for intraday trading, surely. But it will keep on getting bid, because what's going on is that central bankers are just swapping their FX reserves into gold. What happens with Nvidia? There is just a constant demand. And when demand exceeds supply, economics 101, it's that simple. People are just going to overcomplicate this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I mean, bro, you don't want to fade a government twapping into a commodity from worthless fiat. That's
No.
like, talk about a perma bid.
Yeah.
Just turn your brain off, man. Like, that's the biggest whale in any room ever.
Yeah. There is no larger financial entity. Like, we keep talking about BlackRock, right? But central bankers are even above BlackRock.
Yeah, and they don't have the same rules. They get to do whatever they want.
Basically.
Basically, yeah.
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 I mean, there are different assets serving different, institutions, different people, but the principle behind is the same. Nvidia, gold, crypto. Do not get stuck in, oh, my feed is too bullish. That means I need to short here. Then you wake up and the market gaps up through all-time highs and it never comes back. By the way, Nvidia gapped not just through its new all-time high again, but through the $1,000 mark. 1,000. Can we put on Nvidia quickly, Max? Maybe on a search chart.
Oh, you want it
Awesome.
on?
I want it on. Yeah, I want it on just Nvidia chart. Yeah.
The whole feed thing is hilarious when people start talking about my feed. It's like your feed is based on you. It's
Yeah.
algorithmically tailored to you.
Daily. So you see that on the left, if you zoom out from the past cycle, right? You see how it gapped up through, yeah, exactly there. It gapped up through all-time highs, never came back, and people were like, even before that gap, people were, this is already too high. The world was going to recession at the time, recession. It gapped through all-time highs, and people were like, this is insane. And then it did it swept some hands, as it can clearly be seen on that range. And then it went to new highs. And what happens now? Another gap through all-time highs. But notice this, the gap through the $1,000 mark. And now, what does this remind you? Does it ring a bell, that 1,000? What am I implying here? The Bitcoin 100K. Because everyone is like, oh my God, Bitcoin is going to top at 100K, diminishing returns, blah, 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 blah. You know, the psychological level for Bitcoin was $1 at one point. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Bitcoin is going to cost as the same thing as $1. That psychological level, it's going to end there." And it was $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000. Now everyone's focused for 100K, but the number is just number. It's a psychological one. I get that, but why would the market stop there? It can easily break through. Like, I see no reason why the market should be topping there. It was a target for past cycle. It got front run nicely. Everyone was waiting for 100K. This was the theme for past cycle. But this cycle, it's going to get blasted through, in my opinion. Like, we may come back to it. Maybe do like a jiggle ahead of it, you know, just like here Nvidia
Jiggle.
did. Jiggle wiggle before 1000 as Nvidia did. Then it's just going to shoot through it, you know, and continue higher. I just like you legit have companies around the world right now adopting Bitcoin to their balance sheet. You have the ETS. The ETS, the flow into ETS will continue for the next 5-10 years, man. People are just, you know, my feed is too bullish, man. We should probably top here. There's no help for these people.
So a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of cope from people on Twitter that,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just an assumption that we have to pull back. And I know for a fact they do not have any exposure to anything ETH. So, I mean, I have a hard time seeing them have the opportunity to buy back in lower. Unless they're going to probably have to buy back in at higher prices, or sorry, my cat's fooling around in the background, but I have to imagine they'll probably be buying back in at higher prices, or you know, we're in for a summer of like that volatility. But I don't think the context of this week points to the latter at all.
You know what's funny?
They will either be.
You're good. Don't respond. Go ahead and respond.
Sorry, there's this lag, right? Sorry. They will either buy back higher, Tommy, or they will end up like lots of Bitcoin bulls turned into bears, into perma bears. And that's when people bought at like $100, $200 Bitcoin. Then they sold, even like if they sold 300, and then they saw it go to 1,000 or 20,000, and they can never get themselves to buy back ever again. And these people will either become, you know, like totally frustrated, or some will even just perma FUD it forever.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely something to be said about being wrong at a major inflection point and then not being able to let that go. I'm sure that's all something that we've experienced before. But
never. I've been perfect. I've never missed. Never
been wrong. Yeah.
Never LeVar Ball, man. Study LeVar Ball. Never lost.
Never.
Well, if we don't count wicks, I've never been wrong. All right. We never went below 60K. Eat me. I just wanted to say real quick, Tommy, while everybody's sitting there capitulating, crying about Ethereum, I actually repositioned some positions I had on Solana into Ethereum this morning.
hey,
Right? Because that's what smart traders do. They understand the pullback. They're like, all right, this is where I can take a piece. This is where I can take a piece. And they do this all the way across the board. So I think like
flex pullback.
I think a lot of people aren't taking advantage of this and looking at it as an opportunity, and are looking at it as, oh, I need to be scared. I need to wait for lower. And I think that's just the wrong approach.
Study this.
Let's see. Bitcoin, Nvidia. Yeah, but see, that next leg up, that chop is going to be brutal. It's going to be terrible. Look at that.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's alt season, bro. That's fine.
I know, but when that drop, we mapped this out one time on here. That drop from like, what is it? Throw the fractal on there, Max. Throw the fractal on there. It's got to be like, it's like 110 back to like 90K. Like, people are gonna lose their minds.
I don't think Max is even implying that we need to range there. He's just saying like, hey, we break higher, maybe small something, and then higher.
I'm saying bears are about to lose everything.
I know.
Yeah.
Measure that move down though from the
How
top.
do bears have anything left after Monday?
Yeah,
Man?
that's real.
You know
Do you
what I
remember?
22, Tucker. And then, by the way, that I mean, it would suck, right? Like you don't want to see that.
What are
but
those numbers? What are those numbers though?
But at the same time, that's kind of like our low 20% pullback that we've seen.
What are those numbers?
Max, you got a comment
What's that? What's the comment?
from DNGR.
Max 100% looks like Michael Fassbender, and it's literally the only reason I started watching. You do, Max. You do look a little bit like him.
Do I? Okay.
He's a duo.
That's a good thing. He's a good looking guy, right? I mean, that's.
Have you seen Prometheus? Not the person, the movie.
Not the person he's.
I don't think so, man.
Study
No?
Do I look like him? Let me. Okay, Michael Fassbender. All right, let's. All right, hang on. Let's screenshot this here, and then we'll throw this on the. We'll throw Michael on the chart, man. Let's see.
Study him.
Should we study Michael Fassbender?
Study him.
Oh shoot, he's kind of right though. He's kind of
Do
right. Yeah.
He said, "Do I?"
Michael's a good looking guy, man. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
I mean, it could be way worse. He could have said I look like Shrek or something. You know,
True.
Nah, he's a handsome guy, man. I mean, thank you, I guess.
Bruv, that comment from Crypto Council.
There you go.
What did Crypto Council say, Jackass?
If bears can bears just identify as bulls? So
hey, somebody mentioned in the comments earlier. I didn't get a chance to highlight it, but somebody said that AI is the new pronouns for companies.
The companies identify as AI.
Yeah,
dude, Bitcoin's about to identify as Nvidia. Look at this thing. Like, what are you looking at? How are you looking at this? Like, and being bearish. Additionally, we just had a Bitcoin halving. Like, I just don't. Somebody explain it to me, man. Like,
listen, do you remember that meme I posted? So there was this sign in front of that store, and it said, "We are now pet friendly, except of the bears. We are not making that mistake again."
Yeah, it's real. Bro, we need to send already. I'm so tired of this bullshit. Just send it. We know where we're going. Just send this shit higher.
I'm good with it, man. Because here's the thing: more people get chopped out, the less participants there are down here, and more participants at the top. So I'm okay with it.
Okay, yes, but just send it already. All right, it's time.
I mean, if you're worried about people saying you look like Michael Fassbender, people say I look like Peele from Key and Peele. Okay. So
which one is that? Oh, Jordan Peele.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Yeah. He makes good movies though, bro.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
He's super
so
funny.
No, Michael Fassbender's cool, man. I'm gonna ask my wife if she thinks I look like Michael Fassbender, man. That's how you know.
Does she know who he is?
Let's see what she says. Do you think I look like Michael Fassbender?
She's gonna go look it up and say yes.
Michael Strahan. Just kidding. All right, Michael Fassbender. All right, we're gonna see what the wife says. That's the official word on the Max versus Michael Fassbender doppelganger. All right, so is this Nvidia Fractal going to play out?
What are those numbers, Max, that it drops from down to the bottom before it rips again? I just want to.
Right here?
The top to the top. Yeah, that.
100 right on the money, 101.
Back to
back to 80. People would be in shambles to see
That's what I'm saying, bro.
to see a
That drop,
six-figure Bitcoin and then get G'd down to 8. People would emotionally like
it would be over if
it would
that
be
happened.
over. But then we'd be so back.
What is the timeline on that, Fractal?
I mean, this would be September, drop in October, November, rally into Q1, top in Q2.
Yeah.
I want to be wealthy before then, man. I can't wait that long.
I know.
Mhm.
This is bullshit.
That's like people in crypto when they're chasing green candles.
Yeah. No, Will, you missed my joke right before we went live. Somewhere there was somebody who longed ETH at 3,900 this morning, thinking they were really going to make it. Lost everything.
They were gonna gig and
I
make
hope
it.
not.
Hey man, they had some margin and a dream, but unfortunately not enough margin.
So just a dream. And
They
it
had
wasn't
some
enough.
margin and a dream. That's hilarious. You need to tweet that, Tommy. Someone out there had some margin and a dream and lost it all.
Oh, man.
We thank them for their sacrifice.
Somebody's buckled over their desk crying right now because they just lost
God.
everything. Somebody had some margin and a dream.
That was their rent money. It's unfortunate.
It is. It is.
There's casualties on both sides, but much more casualties on the Bears.
Will, should we start accepting applications for you to be the daddy for Bears? Would you be their father figure?
Look, all I know is I need a sponsor for milk, and then I can be their father figure.
Well,
I'll give them some protein daily. Just feed them the milk. What's that? Where's that GIF where that one girl's feeding the other girl milk?
I knew exactly.
Pull it
Oh.
up, Jackets.
That
Pull
was
it up,
gonna be
Jackets.
you.
Jackets, pull up the chart.
Wait, what?
You got to
Sorry,
put my
I'm-
face on the
I'll
one girl
find it.
and put the bear's face on the one that's drinking the milk.
Sorry, once again, with milk.
I'll have to be pretty careful with how I find this meme.
Snorlax is
Yeah,
gonna
you're
send
for
you the
sure gonna have
meme.
to be careful
You
with that
fix
one.
it up, all right?
I know exactly what he's talking about, though. Fear not.
No, I don't. Sorry.
I'm gonna post it in the.
I was just cooking up on my chart something.
Just put over the bear's head, or put coming out of my mouth with clouds. Just put Bitcoin's going to 145K. I'm the
Oh
one
my
giving the
God.
milk. All right,
Oh my God.
I'm the one giving the milk
All
to my
right.
children.
Bro.
Put the bear head on them. Put the bear head on them.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say, who am I gonna put instead of the other? I'll try.
You could put a little thought cloud up there and put JB in it.
Are we just making memes on here now? No more
No,
TA.
I'm
just-
staring at the fractal that Max has up on the screen right now. I like the Bitcoin comparison.
What am I looking at? Bitcoin, Nvidia, and Bitcoin.
Well, I'm looking at the Bitcoin comparison to 2017, 2018.
Yeah, no, that's what we've been speculating for a minute, right? Right near all-time highs. But now's like the time, like that needs to happen. Like there's no more reason to hang out sub 75K. Like we're good.
No.
We're done.
We need to send with haste. And I wonder if it's if like the whole market is just going to send after we officially get the ETH ETF decision. Like it's obviously pertaining to ETH, but I wonder if the market's just waiting for that, and then it's like let's go, baby, send everything. Do you think that's what's happening here?
Yeah,
Could be this week.
That's why I switched it up, Max. That's why I switched over to ETH, because I think this is gonna. I think they're pulling this back to only rip it in people's face, aka the shotgun effect.
the shotgun effect.
Man's full of analogies today.
So my wife got back to me, guys. I said, "Do you think I look like Michael Fassbender?" And she said, "I mean, a little, I suppose. You're more handsome." There we have it. I'm better
That's all you
looking than
need.
Michael
That's all you
Fassbender.
need.
It's
Yeah.
official.
That's
That's
all
probably
you need.
cope. That's probably her just being super nice. That's probably
That's
not.
probably
He's a
cope.
movie star. Yeah, that's probably cope. But it's a sign of a good wife. You know, she'll lie to me. That's nice.
It's like when girl asks, "Am I fat?" and the immediate answer, you don't even think about it. You say no.
Wait, when she asks what?
When the girl asks, "Am I fat?" you don't even think about
fit.
it.
I thought you said a pet, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
No, fat. Am I fat? And you don't even think about it. There is no correct answer. It's a trap. You just say no immediately, every time. No.
You can't even think on it. You just got to respond immediately.
Even if she looks like a whale, you just say no.
She could be 450 pounds, pouring over the side of her jeans. Nope, you're not. You look gorgeous.
Then you divorce her.
Oh man, that European sense of humor, Jackus, it just doesn't get old, man. You don't miss.
I'm glad you're an enjoyer.
the comment section today, man. You guys are on another level today in the comments. God, you guys.
What happened?
Man. Oh my god.
Can you guys read it to me?
I'm not reading it.
No, probably not.
I'm not gonna read it. Not out loud, but it's pretty funny.
Oh no.
Oh.
All right, I tweeted this out earlier, guys. It's time to discuss this.
It's funny.
What do we got?
Tucker, you're aping, man. I can see it in your face. You just bought stuff.
Yeah, no,
You have a very distinct look when you're like in the middle of like a transaction. I can see it. Like you look different.
Yeah.
Your face like it morphs and your pupils dilate, and you just
gotta
like
lock in.
Your brows lower, and you just lock in. And I'm like, this dude's buying something that's probably sub 1 mil market cap. You know, he's just aping.
Yeah, it's about round thereabouts.
Were you actually buying something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking knew it, man. I could see it in your face.
He's buying another pair of Apple Vision Pros.
Nah, you only need the one, Will. You only need the one. Trust me.
So
what are you
there's
looking
some
at?
very distinct movements that we see and rotations that we see at the end of every cycle. And in my opinion, this is the very beginning of something crazy. We haven't even seen others' dominance do this next move yet. You know, its next trick. So I'm looking at this, and I did cherry pick Doge and Pepe because Doge was the best performer of last cycle. Pepe so far has been the best performer of this cycle. But everybody's like, they're always asking me, like, bro, you think we're gonna get a pullback, bro? Are we gonna get a top? Am I gonna? Are you worried about this? Like, I saw this tweet. Are we gonna go down? And it's like it's really clear to me, you know. And somebody asked me yesterday in the space that we were running, they're like, how do you have so much conviction to like diamond hand these bags that are up multiples? You know, like one, I don't look at the number, right? Like, stop looking at the number. The number doesn't matter. Okay. Don't look at the unrealized P&L. That's a psyop. Okay. That's only going to mess with you. My sell trigger is very clear. Like, I want to see multiple months of Bitcoin dominance trending down with Bitcoin USD and price discovery. Of course, that would imply others dominance, which is like altcoin dominance, small cap and mid cap altcoin dominance, moving up for at least a few months. So I'm like, we haven't even seen that yet. You know, we haven't even seen that yet. Like, this is still like inning 3 or 4 of presumably your altcoin bull run. You know, so I'm looking at this. I'm like, give me a solid, literal twop upwards of others D, and I'll take some profits. You know,
you know what's hilarious, Max? Like that's the exact metrics I used last cycle. Was BTCD roughly being in the low end of the ranges, meaning high froth, and then price just being in price discovery, you know, and just ranging for multiple months. And I think not enough people appreciate those type of takes because that in specific in itself is a significant top signal. And I would say the thing is BTCD has to at least be at all-time lows before you're starting to see real froth in these markets. And if you're not at all-time lows, then guess what? You're not frothy yet. And if you're not frothy yet, why the hell are you TPing into fiat?
Yeah,
I can understand if you're TPing into another asset, but if you're TPing into fiat, you've lost the plot.
100%. And here, let's actually.
I mean, show them the last 2 cycle bottoms on BTCD and look at where
I will.
Bitcoin was.
I will. And
I
by
will.
the way, like we're bouncing a little bit here. This is USDTD. Here, let me take it out of log. Like this is your last stand here. Like literally, this is. And actually, I would even argue like this could be your trend line with a couple little deviations. And like this is just gonna get sold the fuck into. Like this is gonna roll over, guys. Like it's over. It's over for USDTD. Okay. Like it's literally it's ogre, man. It's like straight out the swamp. This is some Shrek shit. It's over. Look at this. It's done, man. Like would you buy this shit coin? If this was poop coin USD, would you touch this with a 10-foot pole, man?
Absolutely not. It
It
needs to
is
settle first.
over. Look at
And-
this
and I-
thing, bro. It's
And
over.
Max, I am probably the riskiest person on the team. I'll take that title, okay? But the point being is, I wouldn't even buy this because you have no consolidation. You just have a downtrend.
It's literally
it.
like Will, where you would buy this thing, bro. Like this is the Will's Outlook special right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys Will's secret sauce right here. Okay, I'm gonna show you because I've watched Will trade for a long time now. The dude's a killer. Okay, but this is his strategy. He'd be looking at this going, "Nah, I'm not gonna buy here. It's too expensive." When it does this and bases out, this is where Will buys. This is where Will buys right here. This is the Will's Outlook special. Okay. And
Run it
Will's going to
back.
happily buy down there in the form of swapping his crypto assets into cash. He's going to buy cash down here. That's how you do it. This is a shitcoin chart, man. USDTD is a shitcoin chart. This thing is over. Look at this. Goodbye.
Well, pull the dominance against Bitcoin, Max, and you could actually see the tops and the bottoms
I'd
perfectly.
be happy to.
In Confluence.
I'd be happy to do that, Will. I'd be more than happy to do that right now. Here, let's actually do this. Let's get cute with it, right? Throw candles up. We'll put some orange ones on there. So this is Bitcoin dominance. What we're going to do is we're going to move this up. We're going to make a couple little adjustments. Here we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put Bitcoin down here. And we're going to mark out some global tops, guys. So look at this. I don't like that in log. I don't like it in log. We're going to switch it. All right, look at this. Look at where the global tops occur. Bitcoin dominance, literally nuking. Bitcoin USD, final phase of topping. And after months of clear distribution. Look at how all this lines up. Bitcoin dominance puts in a bottom. Bitcoin USD puts in a top. USDTD clearly has found a bottom. It's that simple. And that's what we're waiting for here. We're going to see it nuke. We're going to put in some sort of bottom at an obvious support level. Bitcoin dominance is going to jeet down to, 40%. Clearly capitulate. And Bitcoin is going to absolutely just chad. Like this is it. This is what you need to look at. This is what's going to happen right here. And all these are going to come together, and then we're going to come on here live, and we're going to sell the top. This is it. This is your recipe. What are you really trading? You're trading Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance. That's it.
This is the definition of momentum trading. You're playing with the momentum, right? That's why I like to play these bottoms when they roll down like what you showed there, Max, is because I know momentum is stalled and momentum's just gonna reignite later. And so I buy into the bottom of the momentum play and then I let it roll back out and I sell into all the people that say it's going to $3 trillion this cycle, or it's going to $100 million or $1 million Bitcoin this cycle. I sell into those people once you get back up there.
Yeah, it's just we're not showing the signs that I need in order to like even consider. I mean, bro, Bitcoin dominance is cooked. Like it's literally cooked, man. Like I just.
But it's got
And
a
I look at
long way
this.
to the bottom now.
Like, look at this chart here, man. Like, what are you expecting this chart to do here? This thing looks terrible. Like, literally, if you're bearish, your best case, like, this is your best case scenario if you're bearish. Okay. Like, if you're like, yeah, actually, like, I think the cycle's mostly in, you know, like, this is still your best case right here. Like, it's going to take a while. You're going to get like a, you know, at least one more one more past the high Bitcoin dominance, 3.65%. We would take out this low. Like, even if you're bearish, this is what you would expect, in my opinion. Like right here, the blue, even if you're bearish, which would still send everything higher short term. And this, by the way, this is alt season. This here is alt season. So even if you're like not super bullish on Bitcoin, like this is alt season. Alts are going to send if Bitcoin just like chops here and USDTD just like chills out here. Then you still have alt season. Like, how are you
It's
bearish?
all nice, but now you need to put out my chart.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
no.
There you go.
Oh my
It's the
god.
blonde hair. It's
Oh
the
my
blonde
God.
hair for me.
Oh my god.
It's Will's
Post it on
blonde
Twitter.
lock.
Post it on
Oh my god. We're gonna get kicked off YouTube, bro.
So funny.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, Goose wanted a Will's Batman meme. I'm not sure if you wanted the Snickers one. Or whether you wanted whether you wanted this one.
I'm not going to say it on stream, but that bag that I bought a little bit of that I said I got rugged on just made an epic comeback.
I know. I was
Don't say
watching
it,
it,
though.
Max.
Way too
I was
small.
watching it. I did some TA on it. I put it in my channel.
Yeah, don't say it on YouTube.
No, I won't. I
Yeah,
won't.
okay. But we are so back.
We are back. Yes,
So,
we are back. Imagine
AZT,
fading base.
AZTV asks, what if Bitcoin or BTCD forms a higher low? I can answer, and then Max, you could jump in. If Bitcoin forms a higher low, it just means that there wasn't as much interest in altcoins. There's more interest in Bitcoin. It's really that simple. But I think to take this and think that BTCD is not going to go lower, which means Bitcoin goes higher, I think that's futile. I think you're putting yourself in a bad position.
I mean,
BTCD
dude.
historically has always bottomed against Bitcoin stops.
Will, look at just Bitcoin dominance. Like this is kind of your last little level here, right? Like
Yep.
if you break down from 54, like it's
Tucker,
probably
question.
gonna rug.
I have a question. Tucker, is that still a trend or is that now a range?
I don't know, man. I don't
Looks
know.
kind of rangy to me, bro.
It looks a
Bro,
little.
you can just feel
Maybe.
the stairs up, elevator down. Like this chart is
You
telling
hit
me
it,
that.
Jackus.
Look,
You
I
hit
like
it.
these.
In my opinion, sorry to Tommy the chart.
Okay,
to
it's
AZ's
okay.
question real quick.
Fuck?
Oh, I like
This
that.
this would be like your worst case scenario where like you don't get a huge alt season. At minimum, I think we retest down here, like 48%. At minimum,
Max,
right?
Completely agree.
The best time to the. Sorry, wait, 1 sec. Nobody speaks. Nobody speaks. All right.
No one's gonna
So
speak.
the best time to delete this was immediately after showing it. The second best time is right now.
Oh gosh, you don't agree with this, Jackus, huh? Here's what
No.
Jackus thinks is gonna. This is your like alt season is small pattern, okay? And in my opinion, this is your alt season is huge pattern down here. I think this is what I think is actually going to happen. I think I'm planning for the red. But in my opinion, this would be your like worst case where you don't get a huge alt season.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate if we got that.
Well, I think if we did have a scenario where we didn't have like a serious alt season, quote unquote, that to me more supports the like 2013, 2015 type of thesis where you have two different peaks, in separate years. Because you have one peak mostly dominated by Bitcoin, and then the other peak where you just have full-blown mania, more so driven by global liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really interesting, Tommy. We're going to look at that quick. So it would low-key be, I mean, that would be interesting, right? That would be really, really interesting. If we did, you're talking about like this, Tommy?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Obviously, it would look a lot less volatile because the market cap's significantly larger. But I just think as far as like the relationship between Bitcoin dominance and altcoins, I can absolutely see the possibility of two different peaks, maybe like one before the election and then one in 2025 type of thing.
Max,
who knows?
Jeff?
I found one more fractal regarding the current price action.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. Very pretty.
Oh, where'd Nancy go?
It turns into a swing fail.
Well, you were off the screen you were off the stage.
My bad. No, I was saying that if we turn into a 2013, 2014, I would think that if you get the higher low on BTCD, it would just turn into a swing fail, and then you would still visit the low, just later in the cycle. Like you would bounce there, consolidate there, run up, pretend like you were going to go back for the high, then start nuking on BTCD, and then you would go back to the low end range again. Either way, I think you reach that low end range. I don't think you'll ever really form a higher low. For me, Bitcoin dominance, it only matters in two areas: at the top and at the bottom. Wherever it can top, and the bottom. The bottom is always the same. Wherever it can top, usually is, as we've seen now, is lower highs under that bear trend. So you wait for the bear trend to be hit. You wait for the bottom to be hit. Bottoms hit, guess what? You're at the top of the market more than likely. Your tops hit, you're probably at the mid market. You're not at the bottom of the market. You're at the mid market at that position.
Jackus, can you actually put a fractal on that? Like drag and drop it? Yeah, like literally, yeah. Oh, you're on the same index chart, so it's just pasting it on the same chart. It's over.
Bro, I'll never find this. Will I? Who could have foreseen?
Ooh, look at that. Wow.
That is nice.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna need a little massaging, but that is nice. Oh man, look at that chart. Dude, that is beautiful.
Woo!
Yeah, that's nice. Nice work, Chef.
And where did you pull that from? 2016? Jeez. That is low time frame.
Yeah.
You got a daily versus an hourly. I like it.
Just for the giggles.
Yes.
But the psychology of this drop into this stays the same, though. It stays the same. And listen, look what do I have here, right? The mysteries of the mind and emotions in the market are fascinating. Someone who is a bull on Bitcoin at 200 and believes it will go to 1000, which is here, but gets shaken out at 500, which is on this drop, will become a bear at 600 on the retest because he wants it to go down. And then it keeps going up, but he's a bear now. So he bought, he thought it's going to 1000, which it was. But then he gets shaken out on a scary drop, and then he becomes a bear. Have we not seen this happening over and over and over again? Someone who is a bull at 4K looking for new all-time highs, right? Or someone who is a bull here even, then gets shaken out during COVID, but then becomes a bear in this entire rally. Haven't we seen that with many large accounts out there, right? Someone who is a bull, but then thinks that ETF rejection will come and we will retest 30K, becomes a bear. Haven't we seen that? Someone who is a bull, but thinks that 53K is coming, sells, and then sells here to buy back lower here, right?
Mhm.
Like I can imagine how many people sold here to
Yeah.
rebuy here.
Yeah.
He is now a bear.
He's now a coper.
Yes, a sideline or
It is
So,
what
someone
it is, guys.
who bought 67, then sold 66, and told people they were going to low 50s, and they're now looking at 70K Bitcoin.
dude. We
You
just
know, we
gotta
don't
have
name
him on
names.
here, bro. We just gotta have him on here.
We don't have to name names, you know.
No, we don't. But it would be nice. It would be nice.
We've
For
got
me,
a
he's
few
on a
people
mute.
queued up for guest appearances on this show. Evan Casey, I see you in those comments, brother.
Yeah, Evan Casey, it's time, brother.
Hey, get Evan a link right now, man. Send Evan a
You
link.
serious?
Yeah, get Evan on here right
Oh
now.
wow! I almost just posted the link in the comment section. Can you imagine what would have happened? Evan,
Oh no,
Evan, I just sent you the link, bro. I just sent you.
Evan, you can only skirt us for so long, bro. You got to come on the show. Yeah, you can, Evan. You're sitting at your house. You got an XRP chart open next to you, watching Market Check. You can totally come on.
You're
They
playing
can be
on the
on the show
Xbox.
too. That's fine, Evan.
You can. You don't have to put your face on. I just want you talking on the show. I mean, on camera would be nice, but we'll take what we can get. Can you imagine if Evan Casey just started like distributing the links we were sending him?
Yeah, let's not put that out there, Tucker. Thanks.
Evan, don't do that. Do not do that.
No, we might get some people from the audience coming up and telling us how Bitcoin was below 60K again if they get the link.
Will refuses to let it go. He can't help himself.
I got the milk. Don't worry. Just got home.
Got the milk.
My God.
Oh man.
Look, when you lose your wife to somebody who invested in Cardano in 2021, it's a problem. Okay, that means you were underperforming. That's what that means.
Jackus, so where you have on the so where your line starts, by the way, it looks very similar. Oh, you just lost it. So see where your horizontal line is?
Yeah.
Right there. We have that same little like lower high right there. Yeah. It's like the same little, yeah. It's so similar.
But people will tell you that you cannot use fractals because they are not useful.
No, you
I
definitely
certainly
can.
would not be one of those people.
That's like half of Tommy's strategy patterns.
Like what I find fascinating is how the price keeps repeating from 100 years ago.
It's just human psychology is all it is. It's literally just human emotions on a chart.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
the market is a visual representation of human psychology.
Yes. Yep. People are the same as they were 100 years ago. They feel the same emotions when their assets drop. They feel the
That's why
exact
patterns work. That's why patterns work, because it's like
Yeah.
you'd think we would learn from patterns that have played out on the charts before, but it's entirely driven by human emotion, like you guys said.
In an uptrend, if I ever see anybody on my timeline in an uptrending market, buy, and then sell at a loss, I'm unfollowing them. I don't care who they are. 100%.
Will, there is no second best.
What we want to look at, boys.
It's a good question. It's a good question. Are they gonna approve this thing or what, man?
When are they supposed to?
Can
Just
we just
do it.
pump already?
Just do it.
Can we just
Sound
pump? Put the
Like, is it
pump
supposed
on
to
the
be
coin.
today after the close, like New York session close? I think the Bitcoin one was after that New York session. If I
Was
remember
it?
correctly. It was in the afternoon Discord call that we had. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would assume the same thing here, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just so ready for this pump. Like, we're so close. I can taste it. I can see it, man.
Mhm.
Send Bitcoin dominance to literally zero. Send USDTD to literally zero. Send ETH BTC literally to 5 million. Just rip everything, man. Rip everything.
Soon enough, we'll get the pump on the coins.
Put the pump on my bags.
Put the pump on the coins.
Oh. We have a request for AVax. I guess we can look at that. Jackus, that's more your coin, but how do you think AVax looks relative to Sol?
My coin?
Wait, AVax is Jackus's coin?
Jackus and Will are the ones who chart. Okay, let me rephrase that. Jackus and Will are the
Yeah.
ones who chart AVax the most on the team.
I like. Wait.
Nobody wants to claim AVax.
No, nobody wants to claim it.
I was legit a buyer here because price was very oversold, and then I was selling on this way up. I wasn't even participant of this anymore, and that said, I do not care about it. You know, but I have this with most charts, as you guys should. Like, I see people still worshiping, you know, and I mean, it's nice to worship it once you, like, we know how it is, right? If you hold that token, whatever it is, it's the next big thing. It's going to revolutionize the world. It's, you know, everyone's gonna buy it. The moment you sell it, it's the worst piece of crap, and it's never gonna do anything. And you want it to dump immediately after you sell. You're like, nobody buy this. You know, it's going to zero after you dump it. So it's always about like what people hold. We know how the psychology is, but yeah, I mean, I just look at the chart. You know, I've seen overextended. I saw that the price was already pretty oversold here, but they dragged it even more and swept these equal lows, which I kind of thought is going to happen. And when it happened,
Min was selling his bags. That's how you say his name, right? The CEO of AVax.
Who?
Emin. He's Turkish. I think
Amen.
I'm pronouncing it right. Amen. Okay. So I was pronouncing it wrong.
Wow.
You were in the neighborhood, though. You were
Wow.
close. You were close.
Butchered it.
So at this point, it became pretty obvious that like this chart is oversold. Like, this is how bottoming, like, people we'll always see it in hindsight. But I was saying that in real time, like you had the capitulation and then the slow bleed absorption, right? So the only way was pretty much up, and I did. So I bought, I sold, not much to.
There are a lot of charts that kind of are painting consolidations like that, though, where you had like the first high, the swing high above it, and then now they're putting in what might be a shoulder, what might be the beginning of another accumulation.
Yeah.
You know, it looks very similar to that was FTM's range in the wake of the spring 2021 wipeout. So I am keeping an eye on that for a lot of these coins because they could make really good longs here in a few weeks. But as far as trying to pick a bottom on them, I can't say that I'm
listen, it's it's in a really great point, but I would like from this support, it can totally hold. It can even drop to here and still kind of do this. So it would only get over. It would only get longer. But I would prefer not to touch this until we do what Andy has done and flip the shoulders. Because
yes, sir.
This is my favorite bullish pattern when you in a bull market get a head and shoulders. Everyone is like, and you either buy here, right? You either buy here on the shoulder at the support, or you buy on the flip of the shoulders, and then you look for higher levels. So if this happens, this is where you look to shove in. Right
Jack,
now,
can you show us, pull up the Andy chart next to the AVax chart to actually show what you'd be looking for?
Are you sure you want to compare Andy to AVax, Max? Are you sure?
I mean, look at how Jack has called that, bro. Study this chart.
Right, you are above the right shoulder. You just got a retest of it, but that's what I got to be honest with low. Like this is how it should behave. It seems pretty clean, but with low caps, you never obviously know. But like generally speaking, it's really hard because the price isn't as clean there as it is on the most manipulated majors. But yeah, this is how what I was talking about. So this should be heading here.
That's a 1.618 as well. I don't know if you like to use those in price discovery, but like your all-time high to the swing low there, that region is like your 1.618 extension. I don't use trend-based extensions, but you probably could.
The Fibor. I like the color scheme, Jackus.
Oh, it's the default one.
Oh.
I think maybe I've changed them, but no way.
Yeah, that region right there.
I had something drawn up on old Andy.
Dude, the chart looks really good, man. You can't deny it.
No,
chart looks insane.
I agree. Let's see here.
People were waiting for that Jackus retest that he had drawn and then just shoved.
Jackus.
So,
never mind.
It's called culture. Study culture. Study culture, study positivity.
You can't chart culture.
Oh, Jackus did, brother.
You remember that, though?
Yeah, I do.
Wait, what?
Let me see this, Jackus.
I was saying that Andy is culture, and then Tucker said you can't chart culture, and I was like, well, Jackus just did, and Andy's culture. Yeah, Tucker, study that. Study that region right there, bro.
That's the next.
And that first 1.618 you have drawn, show where you drew that one.
Yeah, Andy, that one was nice. That one was real nice. Yeah. I don't think you get stuffed again though. You probably just blast through it.
You slice through that, bro.
No more stuffing. So
Tucker, you gonna shove some, man? Just a little traderoni pie up to the 1.618. Yes, sir.
Boom! Look at that. This deviation, bruv. Classic.
It doesn't get better than that, man.
No,
On a
really.
Saturday, Sunday session as well.
So what are you looking at? You're looking at like a little 2.5x almost.
I think
Tucker,
Andy.
I'll buy your shitters if you buy some Andy for this trade. All right.
I think that
Okay,
Andy is
alright,
going to
alright.
identify as 1.618.
Tucker, draw a lifetime VWAP on this as well, bro. Go all the way back to the very beginning.
That's the yearly. That's it. That's it.
Can you throw on the like the cloud, like one and
bands? Yeah.
Yeah. So throw on like the one. Yeah, look where we're at right now, man. Study that. Study the retest.
Yeah. Study the retest of the first standard deviation, huh?
Man.
Not bad. Not too bad. I mean, yeah, that's like a pretty easy punt.
No, the wrong one.
Even higher. Yeah, there you go.
That's a trade, bro. That's your trade.
Yeah. Never below that wick again. Up to what is that?
Somebody watching the stream just full stack so it goes below the wick.
Full stacks it. Stop. Yeah.
Tucker, I'll have the whales set a huge buy wall below, like right above your stop, so that you never get stopped out. All right, you get a free ride up there.
Are there futures on Andy?
No.
Oh, that would have been fun. Punt along from there.
Yeah. Even better though, you can buy it on chain.
You can buy a spot. Yeah.
But for real, man, like coming back from that deviation, oh my.
Yeah. That was big. That was
huge,
big.
bro.
I mean, it looked over. Like they really made you think it was over.
They fudded us, man.
Yeah.
They fudded us. Look at us,
yeah,
man.
Imagine everybody had this trend line drawn. Oh my God, zero. Guess what?
They got you so good.
Oh no.
Oh man.
It looked so heavy, and then it just literally chatted, bro. It's literally up over 100% from that Saturday session, the meme apocalypse session.
Yes.
Bro, all the strongholds found so fucking hard, it's not even funny.
Max.
Yeah.
Tucker. Everyone. I need you guys to identify as soybeans, and the crowd needs to identify as like button.
Wow.
Oh God.
Timo said panic like.
You guys ever looked
panic
at
like?
future?
Oh, they're dumping.
There you go.
Guys, listen, here's the deal. We need a favor from you guys. If you're enjoying the content, if you guys are enjoying the show, if you want to support us here at BB, do us a solid, hit that thumbs up button. All right, it takes 1 second, it costs $0, and it makes a huge difference for the growth of this channel. So again, if you guys could please do us a solid, take one moment out of your busy days and hit that thumbs up button, we would be forever grateful, and we'd be so appreciative. Let's see. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. So we got 325 people watching on YouTube, probably double that on Twitter. Only 177 likes. Let's at least get to 200 likes on YouTube, guys. Come on now. At least 200. We got 325 people watching on YouTube right now. 23 more likes, guys. Come on now. 23. All right. Only 9 more now. Just 9.
You guys are disappointers, and I'm going to just G the stream. So bye-bye.
Oh, there he goes.
Hang on. 2 more
there
likes.
He goes.
2 more likes. You scared Jackus off, guys. All right, we're at 205. There we go. All right. Jack has literally left, man. Like he's out.
It's over.
He dipped. Yeah. Crazy. All right, Tucker, you can switch it now, man. We got to 200.
We got to 200. Wow. Look at cotton candy.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, are they gonna keep nuking us?
No, bro, we're good. We'll sweep the lows and then that's it.
We need to hold this line, brother. We need to hold this. Yeah. Looks kind of, oh, there we go. I'm gonna say, look at all those wicks, man. Look at all those wicks.
Bro, they're nuking majors into the ETH ETF decision this afternoon. What more could we ask for? You know?
Oh man, who called the sweep yesterday on stream?
Big Haggard.
Goodness gracious. I
Soul
said
Bros.
I wanted to see that hold, man. We gotta see. I see a little line here. I don't even have to draw it, but there's a horizontal or a diagonal.
Fibonacci.
Yeah, look, I just see him now, man. Look at this. See him everywhere. You can't unsee it.
Tommy, would you be so kind as to give us an update on sort of the state of the derivatives market leading into this ETF decision? How are we looking?
I would love to, Max, but for whatever reason, I'm going to have to shut my computer down before I can load any new tabs on my computer. Otherwise, I would be much obliged to do so. But I was waiting until after the stream to do the shutdown instead of rugging everybody.
That's very kind of you. It's very, very kind of you.
But I can take a quick look at funding and give you some small conclusions, right? Like,
really, what I'm asking is, like, are we set up to pump or rug off of a positive ETF catalyst?
Well, I will say one thing about options. Implied volatility on short-term contracts for ETH is very, very high. So after the announcement, IV will probably drop, which will probably lead to a small drop off in price. But I would say I'm looking at the open interest on Ethereum right now. I don't really think that it looks like that bad as far as like longs coming in at the top. There have been some pretty decent amounts of like call selling up here, which I think has led some people who can read options to be maybe a little bit skeptical of the rally. I personally don't think it's anything too serious, but yeah, no, I mean, you have people shorting ETH up here. Even still, you have spot coming in to buy it. I think there's still just a lot of general skepticism that, you know, people are quote unquote under allocated to Ethereum enough to cause a big chase in price higher. So I still think they are, quite frankly. You know, people are like, oh yeah, I mean, I can just pivot and already flip long. I'd be willing to bet you guys a lot of money. I'm not just talking to the panel, I'm talking about just like people in general. You know, maybe you are allocated to ETH beta, but you are not allocated to ETH, probably not enough. And if you are, you know, what are the odds? How much fun have you had getting positioned up here since ETH pumped 700 points? You know, the realized vol is literally through the ceiling. You know, if you had longed this morning or overnight thinking you caught the breakout, you're underwater right now potentially. So, or you peaked your position already entirely. And I will still say I think that ETH down into 3,600 and bouncing is my optimal long scenario. But maybe we do get some sort of like extended consolidation up here. I don't know. I don't really think that's that likely. I think it's a market that wants to take risk, as Nvidia showed you yesterday. And as long as that picture in equities remains the case, where you have essentially Nvidia and Apple looking like they want to chat to new highs, you have the dollar looking ready to roll over, you have the possibility for a very low volatility summer. That's going to be favorable for crypto prices. So I do kind of view it as a matter of time, whether ETH needs to let implied volatility in the short term cool off a little bit before that happens or not. I do think that things are going higher this summer. Like that's just my opinion. But from a derivative standpoint, I wouldn't say that I think it's frothy, not at all. Long story short, I definitely don't think it's frothy. I would argue you have actually a pretty decent number of shorts coming in on ETH up here as well. And the open interest since the pump indicates to me a certain level of hesitation to get long up here. There, like I said, I think there's still a general skepticism that this rally is real on Ethereum, for better or worse. But I will say
super bullish though. But that's super bullish because if it is real and people are completely sidelined, like you're suggesting they may be, then they're forced to eventually capitulate in at like 4K or above.
No, that's exactly kind of what I'm banking on happening. My one caveat is if ETH is doing what Bitcoin did last June, I think it was, when you saw that huge candle come in, Bitcoin double topped, and then just ended up chatting about 3 or 4 months later. But I don't really think that that's where we're at. I'm just keeping an open mind just because I'm a skeptic at heart. So
No, makes perfect sense, man. I hope that you are correct in your hunch that people are still overly skeptical that this rally is real, because that's when you get people chasing. That's when the real fun begins.
There's no hunch, Max. Like just listen to everybody. Everybody's still chasing Solana shitters. They're refusing to migrate. This is a hated rally. It's a hated coin, a hated rally. All I've heard the entire bear market up until now is how fees are expensive. None of you had to have been here in 2021 if you think the fees are expensive. I was paying $500 to $1,000 for transactions. That was just to swap my coin, and people are complaining about $20 transactions. It's mind-boggling.
Tucker, did you just ape Andy, bro? Someone just shoved 20 ETH.
I saw that. No, it wasn't me. I saw a 72K buy. It was not me, though. It was not me.
Someone just shoved like 20 ETH straight into Andy, right where it belongs. Yeah, that was epic. Yeah, that was great, man. I was just like, damn, did Tucker really just do that?
No, not yet. Oh, that would be poor execution.
Yeah, but here's your shove spot now.
Dude, somebody aped 240K into the base Pepe yesterday at 22 mil. He jacked it up to 50 mil in one candle and was down 50% in 5 minutes.
Do people not understand? People not understand like scaling in and scaling out of micro.
No, dude. People don't understand slippage, and yeah, it was hilarious.
People don't understand price impact.
Max, yeah. I've said this many times. I have such a hard. This is why I hate telling people like calls, because I'll tell them and then they just go and throw the whole bag at it. I'm like, bro, I told you to ease in. That means like if you have 10,000, go 500. If they sell, do another 500. Like, why are you throwing the whole thing in?
Yeah.
Study making an advertisement for future pricing of the chart. Study whiff to what, $3 or $4?
Yeah. Study the creation of Phil the Wick meme. Yeah. Yes. Man, I really would like to see ETH hold on to this, man. I really would.
I'm telling you guys, the most bullish scenario is going to be ETH into like 3,600 and then a big buyback. If that happens, man,
I can't have it, Tommy. I can't have it.
I don't even think that would be that bad, Tucker. Like, who cares, man? We were literally just at 2,900. Like
3650 plus. No 3,600 on the dot. How about that? I'll take this.
But can you imagine? I mean, I know we were talking about it yesterday. That Bitcoin Tesla candle, which did retrace, I think, 75 to 80% of the move, but it set the stage for absolute mania a few weeks after the fact. So,
where was it? It was in here somewhere.
Yeah,
this one.
No, the wick.
This one.
Yeah, the wick.
Yeah. I remember this. Where were we? I remember. Oh, this was terrible. This was absolutely awful. And then one day we just said boom, and it never came back until a few years later. That's what's going to happen, though, man. Like, study this and study 2017, right? Like, I really do think that's where we are. We've shown like the monthly, put the line on the all-time high with the monthly, like all that. I think it's about time. We've been here for way too long. I'll tell you that. We've been here for what? 79 days. Seems like years.
Like I think people tend to forget and not understand what clearing out the shorts means. Like every time you retest something over and over and over again, it gets weaker, and it's just TA 101. We continue to keep retesting the highs, much more than look where the most retests occurs. The most retests occur in this chart at the highs. The lows are sloping, but there's a lot less time at the lows than what there is at the highs. They are clearing the sell positions at the highs. That is what is happening here. And as they clear them, eventually at some point when they go back up there, there's going to be no more sell positions. And when there's no more sell positions, this thing just goes straight vertical. You've transitioned all of your sellers at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't
think
know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
I think whether you do a Tesla candle or not, or whether you just go straight up in a straight line, the implications of this week are going to last longer than just a few days. Like, I have a feel like even if ETH retraces half or most of the move, I think the bid on shitcoins right off the low is probably going to be really strong. And you're probably going to see a lot of like essentially maybe like longer dated TWAPs begin on Ethereum. But I mean, look, like the precedent that we set, not just from this ETH candle, which does show, you know, maybe people are not just radically underallocated, but if nothing else, they are underallocated, at least in the near term, to ETH. There's probably going to be a bid on ETH. There's definitely going to be a bid on shitcoins, given, I mean, I wouldn't even call it regulatory clarity, but you do have more or less a political stamp of approval, at least into the election. So I think it will be beneficial for shitcoins, even if there's some turbulence for ETH here in the short term. Pepe, I mean, we were talking about Pepe on the call. Like, it wouldn't shock me to see Pepe have a little leverage flush either. And I think Pepe is one of the candidates that if you do see a leverage flush, it's probably going to have one of the most immediate buybacks of the entire market.
And we already saw that too, by the way, Tommy. Like what you just said, perfectly right in the middle of April. Like Pepe dropped so hard and then was the quickest to more or less V recover off of that April low.
Yeah. And that's just kind of how I'm seeing the market, you know. The meme coin, or at least altcoins that people want to own, you can see it reflected in the chart. There's probably not a stronger high time frame chart right now than Pepe and I guess BNB. But BNB more so just because it's BNB's trading like 70% of the potential supply that could be sold is locked up in prison for 4 months.
Oh, it's trading like that, or that's actually true?
I mean, both. Actually, I think this is a good point here. I know we're wrapping up, but I think this is a good point. Coinbase stock is a good trigger, especially if you're an altcoin speculator. I'd keep my eye on Coinbase stock. I think it looks really good. I think Cold-Blooded Chiller was like, oh yeah, let's take Coinbase calls. And I saw somebody like gloating because Coinbase was down maybe 2% earlier today, but I think Coinbase looks good, man. On a higher time frame, I think it looks good. But yeah, we can go ahead and wrap things up, guys. We've been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. It's funny how Thursday shows can feel a bit like Friday shows sometimes, and just the amount that we have a lot of fun on these shows, guys. I hope you guys were entertained, because I definitely was. I definitely was throughout. But before we wrap up, of course, as always, we do have a few housekeeping measures that I would like to address with you all. First and foremost, as we have been saying this week and last week, we have finally launched our hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. We are so excited to bring that to you guys, as it's been in the works for over a year at this point. So a lot of effort has gone on behind the scenes to get that up and running. And yeah, we can finally now present it to you guys, our viewership. But as a general overview, for those who are unfamiliar, we are a long short hedge fund, so we can trade in both directions. Run by the Because Bitcoin team, and it involves trading and investing, of course, in digital assets. We utilize our experience in markets to navigate in a way that takes into account both crypto's historic propensity for asymmetric upside, as well as taking into account, any investment risks posed in investing in general. But if that is something that interests you guys, we do have more information linked in the description of this YouTube video, as well as through our socials. Just reach out to our email guys and we'll make sure that we respond back to you in a very quick process with more information. But also, guys, we launched our BB Academy about it was probably 4 to 6 weeks ago. At this point, we are still retailing it at a price of $199 a pop. But that is unlikely to continue for much longer, as we are coming into a bull market. We really wanted to have that discounted for you guys, given the opportunity that we feel is ahead for most of you. So make sure to pounce on that if that's something that interests you, because it does have educational tidbits from every single person on the team and some of our own unique niches and trading styles within these markets. But yeah, of course. Also, we have those. We also have the BB Academy linked in the YouTube description as well for those interested. But as far as our programming goes, guys, I mean, if you're a market check enjoyer, you already know what I'm going to say. We are live every weekday, Monday through Friday. Typical start time around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you guys can probably tell, if this was your first show tuning in, we do a lot more than just talk about charts. We goof around a little bit. We have a lot of fun. I mean, look, markets can be very heavy sometimes, but we have a lot of fun covering it. Even still, there's no reason that you can't have fun while looking at the charts, thinking about technicals, thinking about trading. We do a good job here of balancing that, in my opinion, here at BB. But not to forget our flagship show, right? Market Talk, which is a Twitter space hosted by the legendary King Wabi. Also a show that can take on a lot of different flavors, right? Very dependent on who the people on the panel are. Can be very crypto oriented, meme coin oriented. Can also be macro focused if that's kind of the slant that the market is pushing us into. But yeah, lots of entertainment across all of our programming regardless. And it's nice that my outro is becoming longer and longer, if you guys haven't noticed, because we are building at BB, I think at a very exceptional rate. And we're doing some really exciting things. So we are very happy that we can finally bring them all to you. And we hope that you guys are staying entertained and, of course, winning in these markets. But that is it from us, guys. We will see you tomorrow for another episode of Market Check. Giga Chads, we will see you for the afternoon call later today. But that is all from us. Y'all stay safe and have a great rest of your day. Thanks again.